Please subscribe, like, and notifications. This means a lot to me. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video too. If you watched last year's video, you'll get a good idea of what Vivid Sydney is like. Vivid Sydney takes place every year from May to June. Since the event features different themes and experiences each year, I decided to make a second video about it. This is an overview of Vivid Sydney 2025. This year's event featured a variety of special attractions to explore. I hope it gives you some exciting ideas for next year's Vivid Sydney. I've kept everything simple and easy to follow, so I hope you'll watch the video until the end. First of all, I'm sure you already know this well. In last year's video, I mentioned that the Sydney Harbour Bridge and Opera House light up in a variety of interesting colors and tones. I found two great ways to capture these landmarks more professionally. First, if you want to get both the Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Opera House in one photo, head to Circular Quay Station or walk up to the Cahill Expressway. From these spots, you can capture both icons in a single shot. Did you know that? Here's what I captured from inside Circular Quay Station. This is why I highly recommend visiting Circular Quay Station. However, you'll need to tap your card to enter. If you'd rather not spend money, head to the Cahill Expressway instead. You can capture the same view from there as well. You can even spot a building right next to the Museum of Contemporary Art Australia displaying something really cool, almost like an animation. If you go to a different platform at Circular Quay Station, you can even capture a beautifully lit building. This is another cool moment from Vivid Sydney at Circular Quay. Also, even if you move to a different platform, you can still film the beautifully lit Sydney Harbour Bridge, but not the Opera House. If you want to capture the Opera House, make sure to go to the platform on the other side. But while you're filming here, a train might arrive at any time and ruin your shot. That's why I recommend filming the Sydney Harbour Bridge and Opera House from the platform on the opposite side. You might notice that the windows shine in rainbow colors while you're on the platform. That's because the Circular Quay Station building lights up in rainbow colors during the Vivid Sydney season. From the Cahill Expressway, you can still see the building behind Circular Quay Station that I just mentioned, but part of it is blocked by the road. However, you still get a great view of the Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Opera House. I felt especially comfortable capturing this from the Cahill Expressway. Honestly, I really wanted this shot from the Cahill Expressway. Anyway, here's more from Circular Quay. If you want a closer look at the two buildings I mentioned, I recommend going right in front of each one. The closer you get, the bigger and better your shots will be. Here's the shot from right next to the Museum of Contemporary Art Australia that I talked about. And here's the building behind Circular Quay Station and the Cahill Expressway. Honestly, I think this one looks even more stunning than the one near the Museum of Contemporary Art Australia. This is House of Romance, Dreams Collide, a site-specific projection mapping show on the facade of Customs House in Circular Quay. It was created by fashion duo Romance was born to celebrate their 20th anniversary, with animation by Supergiant. This marks their Vivid Sydney debut, bringing runaway fashion into the public space through dazzling architectural storytelling. There's one more highlight from Circular Quay. That's Soleil Nuit. Did you know that Nuit means night in French? More about Soleil Nuit. This stunning installation features two giant, mirror-encrusted discs representing the sun and the night. Designed in the style of an impressionist painting in motion, covered in over 5,000 colored mirrors, the discs catch daylight like sunbeams through clouds and shimmer at night like star-filled galaxies. It's breathtaking and honestly, I couldn't get over how beautiful it looked. What makes it even more magical is that it's wind-powered. The discs gently rotate and dance, reflecting ever-changing patterns across Circular Quay. It was created by Le Pillar Productions, a renowned French studio led by Sébastien Lefebvre, known for blending architecture, light, and scenography in urban spaces around the world. Alright, this is the last one. On the way to the opera house, there are heaps of restaurants and bars where you can sit down, grab something to eat, and enjoy the lights of Vivid Sydney at the same time. And finally, here's how the second way to capture the Sydney Harbour Bridge and Opera House turns out. At Circular Quay, ferries are running regularly, and taking one is the perfect way to capture the Sydney Harbour Bridge and Opera House more professionally than ever. Since the ferries terminate at so many different spots in Sydney, you get all kinds of unique angles. You can even capture the Sydney Opera House in a way that feels like it's making eye contact with you. It's that close and direct. You can get some seriously stunning shots of the Sydney Harbour Bridge too, especially while you're riding a ferry. Also, if you hop on a ferry to Taronga Zoo or Manly, you can get photos that seriously look like art, like something straight out of a painting. Did you know that? That route is honestly one of the best for capturing these kinds of views. If you're at places like Taronga Zoo or Manly Wharf, taking the ferry back to Circular Quay gives you just as many amazing photo opportunities. I totally recommend riding from there back to Circular Quay if you can. When I was on the ferry from Manly to Circular Quay, I actually got an amazing shot of Vivid Sydney from the ferry itself. That's exactly why I really recommend riding from Manly or Taronga Zoo Wharf. Honestly, I still can't get over that moment. It was just so beautiful. Because of that, I really miss riding the ferry during Vivid Sydney. Anyway, after these clips, I'd love to show you some photos of the opera house taken from the ferry in the afternoon, evening, and at night. Did you see those opera house photos? Honestly, I love them so much, and I'm really proud of myself because I think I'm getting pretty good at photography. Now, let's head to some different locations for Vivid Sydney. If you walk from the Museum of Contemporary Art Australia to the Rocks, you'll get an awesome view of the opera house, just like the ones I showed you before. The lights shine beautifully around the rocks during Vivid Sydney, so I highly recommend visiting if you want to take fantastic photos of the opera house or see some stunningly lit up buildings in vibrant colors. There was a special installation unique to Vivid Sydney 2025 in the rocks. That's Era, a swirling disc of chaotic light and color. It's a massive glowing installation that looks like it's hovering in the sky. The disc pulses with unpredictable bursts of light, mimicking digital glitches and cosmic energy. It almost feels like you're staring into a living, breathing glitch in the universe. Created by Dutch artists Vendel and D. Wolf, Error is all about embracing imperfections. It shows how unexpected moments or even mistakes can be beautiful, powerful, and creative. It was definitely one of the most unique and unforgettable pieces at Vivid Sydney 2025. Secondly, you can also see the Sydney Harbour Bridge pylon lit up in fascinating animations during Vivid Sydney, and if you're at the rocks, you can view it up close and larger than ever before. Did you know you can capture stunning photos of ferries just as they pass under the Sydney Harbour Bridge from the rocks? I actually took some from there myself. If you visit during the Vivid Sydney season, it's an amazing spot for getting beautiful shots. Now, let's check out what's happening in Barangaroo. During Vivid Sydney 2025, this area was packed with fascinating installations and plenty of things to see and explore. Flight to the Moon was one of my favorites in Barangaroo. It looks so cool. Just imagine swinging right in front of a glowing full moon. I really wanted to try it, but the line was super long and I was too tired to wait it out. Maybe next time. Next up is 27 June Studio, or as they call it, Bonfire. This one really caught me off guard. The fire shape looked just like an atomic bomb blast. It was wild and really powerful to see in person. 27 June Studio is the Bangkok-based creative duo of Paramo Samson and Chayanon Tokaran, known for designing immersive and participatory installations worldwide. This marked their return to Vivid Sydney after debuting in 2023 with Spectrum of Happiness. This is Somnias, a dreamy, otherworldly installation featured at Vivid Sydney 2025. Somnias immerses you in a world of soft, pulsing lights and abstract forms that feel like they were pulled straight out of a dream. The name itself comes from the Latin word somnus, meaning sleep or dream, and the moment you step inside, you really feel like you're entering a dreamlike space between reality and imagination. Created to reflect the collective unconscious and the shared experience of dreaming, Somnia surrounds you with ambient light, ethereal sounds, and slow-moving visuals. It's both calming and surreal, a total sensory escape that invites you to slow down, reflect, and just feel. Endling is a haunting solo performance by renowned physical theater company Legs on the Wall, created for Vivid Sydney 2025. It stages The Last Human inside a hexagonal display, blending aerial performance, projection, sound, and a narration to fast-track through human history and reflect on our environmental impact. Treesberry Garden is an immersive audio-visual playground set across 6 towering geometry obelisks along Barangaroo Sea World Lawn. As you walk among them, the installation creates a surreal experience of shifting light, reflections, and sound right in the heart of the park. Treesberry Garden was created by Real Light Studio, a leading Australian media art and design collective known for their cutting-edge, AI-driven immersive experiences, and honestly, this was one of my absolute favorites from this year's Vivid Sydney. The constantly changing colors and tones of light made the whole experience feel magical and completely different every time you looked at it. As you head toward Wynyard Station, you'll see alchemy of atmospheres. It's like a mix of lightning visuals and crackling electric sounds, really intense, but to be honest, it kinda freaked me out a little, so it wasn't really for me. Also, just a heads up, some people might be sensitive to this one because of the loud electric sounds and flashing lights, so if you think that might bother you, I wouldn't recommend walking through this area. And if you keep heading towards Wynyard Station, there's still more to see around Barangaroo. The surprises just keep coming. Also, you'll see the signals gracefully floating on the water at Barangaroo. It's such a beautiful and peaceful sight. They look like glowing swans drifting through the harbor. Lumina Dream is up next, and wow, this one was so dreamy. It felt like stepping into another world, with glowing lights all around you that reacted as you moved. The colors were super soft and calming, definitely one of the most peaceful spots at Vivid this year. Fun fact, Lumina Dream was one of the stars of my Day 7 at Vivid Sydney 2025, and honestly, it totally blew me away. The lights, the sounds, the vibe, everything felt like a beautiful dream. So that's pretty much everything I explored in Barangaroo so far, and last but not least, Phantasmagoria. Phantasmagoria is a stunning projection mapped journey displayed on the historic Bond building wall in Barangaroo. The installation transforms the facade into a dreamlike canvas that celebrates the magic of storytelling and imagination. As images flow across the surface, scenes from a fantastical story came alive, showcasing a young girl swept into otherworldly landscapes and creatures, evoking the mystical power of books to transport us into new worlds, created by Dirty Monitor. Now, let's head over to Darling Harbour, another exciting part of Vivid Sydney, filled with color, light, and energy. Kicking things off at Darling Harbour, it's Samsung Space to Dream. This one was super cool. It had all kinds of awesome animations playing on a huge rectangle shaped screen, and each one felt like stepping into a different dream or world. When Samsung Space to Dream first lights up, it begins with a full splash of vibrant red, green, blue, and white colors, and as the night gets darker, the visuals become even more stunning. The animations really come to life under the night sky. This is what it looks like at night, so vibrant and full of life. The lights and colors stand out so much more in the dark, making it feel even more magical. Symphony of Light is an interactive water-based light sculpture nestled in the IMAX forecourt at Cockle Bay Wharf, Darling Harbour. Inspired by the classic Slinky toy, the installation features towering arcs of neon blue and vivid green lights that pulse rhythmically with music, evoking joyful childhood play in a modern form. Antoine is made out of three huge, glowing circles that appear to hover in mid-air over Tumbalong Boulevard. They were lightly linked, almost braided together to symbolize how our past, present, and future dreams are connected. Each ring carries 168 precision-aligned LED tubes, so the sculpture can shift from soft, misty pulses to sudden, brilliant bursts of color that feel like a half-remembered dream flashing back to life. A gentle, modular synth soundtrack drifts around the space, turning the walkthrough piece into a full sensory bubble. The Elysian Collection is a whimsical, inflatable light sculpture installation at Vivid Sydney 2025. It transforms Tumbalong Park into an otherworldly, Elysian feel, reminiscent of paradise, inviting you to wander through glowing, tubular tunnels that stretch and arc across the landscape. This is the Nighttime Skin Express installation, also known as While You Were Dreaming, by Estee Lauder and artist Mika Bairugaba. Inspired by skincare renewal at night, it features a huge illuminated face that pulses with life when you step underneath. It felt like walking into a dream, softly lit, calming, and totally immersive. This is Starscape Tunnel, a glowing 40-meter star corridor that made Darling Harbour feel like a walk through space, with over 700 shimmering stars, shifting colors, and nostalgic charm. This installation truly sparkled with the magic of childhood dreams. That's everything from Darling Harbour. Now, let's head to the final location for this year's Vivid Sydney, Martin Place. This area was full of amazing displays and lights, especially around Martin Place Station. One of the buildings in Martin Place was glowing with the most beautiful rainbow colors, and honestly, I still can't get over how stunning it was. The lights changed so smoothly, and it felt magical just standing there watching it. This is Chasing Dreams Tunnel by Chaz Clarkson, a glowing, interactive tunnel made of thousands of fairy lights, shifting and sparkling as you walk through. Created in collaboration with Bungeland artist Dr. Bronin Bancroft, it blends indigenous art with cutting-edge lighting tech. Out of everything in Martin Place and the city, this one was hands down my favorite. I could have walked through it again and again. It felt like a real dream. This is Flowers Power, 9 giant mirror blooms sprouting on buildings in Martin Place. The reflections dance around you and soft music fills the air. It felt like stepping into a glowing fantasy garden. This one made me feel so special. The reflections were stunning and unlike anything I've seen before. Here's Biodream, a breathtaking, dreamlike projection on the CTA building. It shows water-defying gravity, mangroves growing, and albatrosses circling in a fluid dance. It felt like stepping into a living dream, full of sorrow, hope, loss, and renewal. Today, we explored what was on during Vivid Sydney 2025. There was so much to see this year that I couldn't include everything, but I hope you enjoyed what I was able to share. Even if I missed a few parts, I hope you understand and maybe it inspires you to check them out yourself next time. Also, have you ever found yourself feeling hungry while watching all these lights? I definitely have. Just like I mentioned in the last video, there are heaps of food trucks and stalls around Vivid Sydney. So, if you're craving something to eat while exploring, don't worry, there are tons of tasty options everywhere. Oh, and I have to mention this. I had cotton candy at this year's Vivid. I think the last time I had one was back in primary school, so it's been nearly 10 years. It felt so fun and nostalgic, like being a kid again. Just another reason why Vivid is such a special experience. I highly recommend Vivid Sydney, but I honestly miss it every day, since it only runs for a limited time from May to June. Anyway, that's all for today's video. If you found this content helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications. This video will be a great guide if you're planning to visit Vivid Sydney in 2026. I also recommend watching last year's Vivid Sydney video too, since every year's event looks completely different. I'll include the 2024 Vivid Sydney video in the description below. Finally, I'm planning to make another Vivid video next year as well, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching.